I've had people asking about my sound. And this is the amp that I have here. This is a Fender Champion 40. It is a great practice amp. And could possibly do a gig. Now you hook a mic up to it, it might be suitable for you. But it is a great practice amp and good for small room settings. Now when it comes to amps, depending on what kind of room you're in, you'll have to adjust your settings a little bit, because if you in a space that's already got some echo, you might want to back off on your reverb. So if you're in a hallway, you're not gonna need as much echo, because of course the hallway already produces some type of echo. Or if you're in the bathroom versus being in a soundproof room, or if you're in a gym versus being on a stage, there are differences in your environment. So I would definitely encourage you, and that's just something you have to play around with. I am no expert on sound or anything like that by any means. And this little Fender Champion 40 amp, it's been the one for me. And when I upgrade, I'm just gonna try to go up a size on this. This amp cost me about $200. Now I'm not sponsored or anything by Fender. Now one day, what I mean, I might have some sponsor right now. Somebody can pick me up and sign me right now. I'm trying to tell you, but I'm not sponsored or endorsed or anything by Fender, but I'm doing this because I really really love this product, this amp, for less than for the $200 price range. It was just a very small handful of amps that had this kind of value. For I think I ended up paying $230 for this off of Sweetwater. Sweetwater can sponsor me as well. So for what y'all are waiting for, okay, let's talk about some sounds here. All right, now what I got going on, you see volume 1, right? And you see volume 2. All right. Well, that's my first channel. All right, and usually I have that set as my clean channel, because I can get dirty in channel number 2 because of the gain. All right. Now, if I'm in channel number 1, this channel right here is it don't even matter. All right, but if I'm in channel 1 right now, you see I got my amp up. It's on 6 and a half maybe, 60%. But I'm also gonna be playing with the volume on my guitar. I was gonna be playing with my volume here, because I want to be able to adjust my sound at my fingertips without having to go back to my amp and everything like that. So usually I like to set my guitar maybe like 40 or 50%. So that's 4 or 5 on your scale of 1 to 10. I like to set it there about 40 or 50%. That way I can go up a little bit or go down a little bit. But of course, depending on the setting and what you need, that's what you do. Okay, so now we want to talk about so skip this and we'll come back to this in a little bit. We'll start talking about gain and this voice and switching. A lot of this you can take and apply it to your own amp. I don't know what kind of amp you have, but a lot of these Fender amps will have kind of similar settings and everything. But even without that, some of this stuff you can still apply. And just, like I said, I'm doing this based off of my experience. I'm by far no expert and can't explain everything, and I don't have the biblical definition of treble or bass or whatever. But how I like to think of it is this treble here, that's going to increase the brightness, really, the highs rather, which is, those high frequencies. If I turn this up, then it's going to really make my guitar brighter. All right, and when I mean bright, I don't necessarily want it to sound like aluminum foil. You know what I mean? That's a problem. Let me turn this Bluetooth off before I pick up some notifications or alarms or something. I ain't trying to. So But yeah, that treble. That's my highs. So those high pitched sounds and stuff. So let's see. Let me play a little something on zero when I got the treble turned off. It's gonna sound very warm. And sometimes that might be the tone you're going for. All right, now, but listen. Now, I don't want, if I turn it up too high, it's gonna get real zingy. You know how zingy that is? So I like to keep that around maybe 60 or 70%. That's why I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then, like I said, I can play with my volume knob. Now, that's with this right here. I don't want to skip. I don't want to go too far. Okay, so now we're going to this bass right here. If this bass is too high, my low end is gonna get muddy sounding. And here's the thing. You hear how deep and rich that bass is? That might be good for certain settings, but I don't want that up high, especially if I'm playing alone with somebody or if I'm playing with a keyboard player or a bass player. Because that bass, guess what? It's going to help me to take their job. I'm not trying to take their job. I like sharing. Sharing is caring. So I like to bring that down a little bit, maybe 50 or 60%. Sometimes right there wherever my treble is. And like I said, you have to play with that according to your setting. And when I say setting, I'm talking about like what environment you're in. What are you doing? Are you playing with someone? Are you playing alone? Are you playing for a small group of people? Are you playing in a small church? Are you playing in a big church? Are you playing at a park somewhere? All of these things are things that you got to consider when you're trying to get that right sound. Now, on to this effects over here, because that's really what y'all want. That's really what y'all want. Because let me show you. All right, I'm gonna give you my sound. This is my sound with no effects, okay? All right, that's with nothing. Now each one of these settings on this particular amp give you something different. Now I'm a clean reverb type of guy. All right, each one of these. Now you got reverb. Reverb ain't nothing but echo. It's the same thing as echo. As you see right here, you see how it's wanting me to tap. That's how I'm gonna set my echo on this particular. All right, so that's got chorus in it. And chorus kind of doubles up on your sound. It doubles up on your sound and give you chorus. And this is something. Yeah, that's a sound. You hear that a lot on like some 90s gospel. That's also might be like some Purple Rain type stuff. Uh-oh. What how Purple Rain go? I think it's B flat. I don't know where it go. Well, let me. I don't know where Purple Rain go. So I maybe I'll do a lesson on it later. I just thought of that because my buddy who was commenting on here looked like he a real Prince fan, and I'm gonna make it up to you. If y'all want me to do a lesson on Purple Rain, just say so. Just go on in the comments right now. Be a good time if you still here. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Hop in the comments. Now this ain't this is I'm just trying to help folks out, okay? So that's what that is. If you look here and you open up your manual, if you got this particular amp, you open up your manual or the manual that goes to your guitar, you'll learn with all these different things. We got reverb plus chorus. Then the reverb that I actually love to use, that I'm using in all of my videos just about, is this reverb spring, okay? And I think that spring is referring to this synthetic sound that we're trying to get out of some type of spring coil that's, you know, within the amp or anything, or I mean something like that. So, but you hear how I get that filler, so you don't have no dead noise like you do here, right? So here, you hear how I get through, and ain't nothing. There's no resonance. It's nothing resonating. But with this, if you notice, when you hear that? You hear how there's still some resonance going on? That helps it so it don't be just dry. You don't, I mean, now there's a time when you might want something dry, but usually you want that reverb gonna wetten things up a little bit. You know, you want a little moisture in there. Cause you know, you don't want to just go into it dry, cause you know, you mess around and get a rash or something that way. You don't want that. Or, you know, you ain't trying to rub nothing raw, and it's not as pleasant on the ears. And I'm not being perverted, y'all. Don't think I'm being perverted. I mean it. It adds a wetness to the sound. It dampens the sound. I think that's what they actually call it. Damper. It you know, it continues the sound. That should have been there. I'm working on learning this song. It's actually an old song. It goes, I don't mind waiting, don't mind waiting, don't mind waiting on the Lord. Where it go? Yeah. On the Lord. Hold on, one more time. I don't mind waiting. Don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting on the Lord. I don't mind. Oh, I'm sorry, I got carried away, y'all. Anyway, back to this. So you figure out your treble, and then this FX. Now, if I turn this up, all right, I'm gonna get way more reverb. You hear how long that resonate? It's gonna be much fuller reverb. That's a little too much. I don't want that much. Turn that back down. What I have it on? Y'all remember what I had it on? Maybe 50%. Yeah, I usually keep it around 50%. Oh, that's perfect to me. And it's about finding your sweet spot. And listen, the knobs on your guitar, the tone on your guitar. If y'all want that lesson, let me know. If you want the tone knob and what that does, because that's gonna affect your brightness and your warmness as well. Warmer sounds, they're not as bright. You know, that warmness is it takes it kind of mellow. It's a mellow sound. While the bright sound is very let me it's so hard to come up with words to describe. Bright is the best way to describe it. But okay, so then we got chorus, some more chorus. But that's chorus without reverb. You hear that? Alright. Then we go, I don't know what this one is. Okay, that sound like chorus with, chorus with a little bit of tremolo or something. And I'm sure if I tap this faster, we'll get a faster effect. And flange. I'm not sure what that do. Here go another flange. Alright, that sound like flange with a little echo or something. No, it looked like, okay, now I'm on delay. I'm sorry, y'all. Now we on some delay. We got some delay in there. Now, if usually I like to tap that to whatever the tempo is. Now you see, okay, so you hear the delay and how it's echoing. If I go faster, you hear how you hear? So now this look like some, what's this? Is that delay plus reverb? Alright, so you hear that? That's it. And I don't play with these all the time, so. Now that is definitely delay with the reverb. That's probably, I told you how you got a reverb hall and you got a reverb spring. That's probably the difference between this channel and the most recent one I just played. Now this right here, is this wah? Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? And if oh, that ain't even tapping, never mind. If it blinking, it means it's got tap. Okay, so I would turn this FX up. That's wah wah. Wah wah is that Jimi Hendrix sound that's on Voodoo Child, basically. Now that's vibrato. So basically that's gonna be like, you know, your little tremolo thing. It's gonna basically give you that effect. Yeah, but I wouldn't dare play with that much. And these would go good with certain songs. What's this? Oh, that's tremolo. Oh, so I guess that's actually. You how it sound like it's trembling? It's trembling. So I think tremolo is kind of like a volume change, like up and down on the volume. And then vibrato is like if you bending the string, like if you're doing a little. See, that was with a little bit of help with my finger. I was shaking with my finger too. So that's vibrato. Vibrato is when you shake that string a little bit. All right, now, and so I'm gonna go back to what I love right there, and that's that reverb. Oh man. Oh, let me turn that back down the way I like it. Yeah. Oh, that's just perfect to me. And then when it comes to bright and warmness, like I said, you still got your knobs and stuff you can play with on your guitar, as well as the switch and where you're at on your pickup. Those are going to affect your sound. All right, now, if I hit this, all right, now, this first channel, it's just, all it has is volume. It has no gain. When you see gain on your amp, the gain is going to begin to add distortion. It's just going to basically overpower or overdrive the amp. It's going to overdrive the amp. And that's what this gain right here. That's what that gain is going to do. It's going to overdrive the amp. And because the amp is being overdriven, you're going to hear distortion. Okay? I hope I'm explaining that right. If I'm not, I'm sure some of our experts will hop in the comments and help me out with that. So this gain. So I want... Now, if I want to get that overdrive sound, but I don't want the pictures to fall off in my house, then I want to turn the volume down. Turn that volume down and turn your gain up. Like I said, I got my gain on 10, but you see my volume on 2. As well as the volume on your guitar is going to make a difference too. I guess probably right now the volume on my guitar is at about 70%. So I'm going to click this. Now, I also have this voicing. All right, this is specific to Fender. So what Fender did is they put all these different voices of all of the different kind of amps they done made, you know, at certain periods. So you got like the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s. And all it is, you know, overpowering stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I usually like this tweed, or this first level of the blackface. I think it's actually at the top of tweed. But I actually like it. I think I like that right there. But okay, so now listen. All right, because I ain't gotta. Now you really don't hear a lot of difference right there. Well, one is because I don't have my volume turned up that much. But if I change this setting right here on over to these overdriven amps, I mean these amps that are made for some. Alright, so now you see, you hear? So a lot of that gets into that rock sound, which is why you see metal. You know, what's this right here? That's British. So for this particular amp, basically the further up this scale I get, the further I turn it up, the more distorted it becomes and the more overdriven it is. get it. And like I said, the more I back off on this, the more that's going. So if I get into this black panel, that's gonna give me some of that good blues. So you can do the. Oh, that sound good. I'm sorry, I got lost. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I usually play right there. If I'm on these double channels, and if since I'm playing right here on these double channels, if I'm playing, I can. Ooh, that was too much, y'all. Ooh, that scared me. So I need to come down on my. And that give me the, now, you know what I'm saying, of course, if I come down off of this, I basically go back to this channel, but I have the, you know, more driven amps. And then I come here. I didn't change my volume on my guitar. That's still where it was. So, you know, these are really gonna crank up the volume the higher up you go. And that's based off of, you know, whatever style amps these are. I guess these are the cleaner sounding amps. You know, these are probably, you know, cleaner sounding amps. Then boom, bam, then we get over here and it's rock out. They're gonna be that type of stuff. Like I said, I'm no expert, but people been asking questions about, you know, my tone and my sound and everything. And this is the magic box right here. This Champion 40 right here. Oh, y'all can't see the 40 part, but it's in there. This Champion 40 is it's the amp. And I recommend this amp. This has been, I've also got, I'm gonna show you real quick this other little practice amp that I had. And it was good. You know, it's an orange, which is a popular brand. It's an orange amp, and you see my little sign up there. It say a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. That's what they say. But anyway, I think that's just so true, and I'm so glad I got me, my wife, and the Holy Ghost. And so here we are. You know, that's that orange, and that's a great amp too. And I think that one was around $100. And I can go through some settings on it, but the magic behind my videos is this baby right here. And of course, now I'm just gonna tell you the truth, and any guitar player tell you this as well. Now you can get things like this. Let me back out and show y'all this. You can get things like this. Now I really hadn't got into using this like I should have. This a little $300 pedal board. It might be going cheaper than that now. This a little $300 pedal board right here, and it's a Boss ME80. It's a very popular pedal board because it has all the effects and everything, and you can kind of customize it the way you want to. Ooh. You can kind of customize it the way you want to and get all different kind of sounds out of it. So basically this right here, this right here that you see right here, like you see how many options I got on here? I got a gang of more on this thing. I just got to figure out how to use it and everything. It was a pretty expensive piece, but I ain't been able to really sit down and dial my tones in. It's got a bunch of default stuff you know, that's already pre-made in it and prefixed in it. And it wouldn't take long if I just took some time and invested in trying to get it done. But that's also something that I have been working on. And look, y'all, if y'all want me to share with y'all my little guitar collection, we can make a video on that. But listen, I've made this video entirely too long, but I hope and pray it was a help to somebody. If you are thinking about getting a new amp and you have a budget around $200, I believe that this could be the best amp. There is also an amp, I think it's called a Boss Katana, that is another one that I was looking at that seems like it would be suitable at this price range. I can't think of the other ones. It was only like a few that from me doing my research and looking that would be worth it. And of course, Fender is, you know, that prestigious brand that you can, you know what I'm saying, expect to have good quality. And so I went with this amp, and I do not regret it at all. This has been a great investment for me. And when you listen, your sound means a lot about your tone, but don't forget that some of the tone is in your hands. Some of it is by the way that you touch and the way that you handle your guitar. Some of it is in your strings. Some of it is in your soul. You gotta have soul. You got to. You got to. This video has been long enough, okay? Listen, if y'all have any questions or I confuse y'all, hop in the comments and let me know what you think. Are you thinking about buying this amp? I said it was $229. I ordered it off Sweetwater. You might be able to find one used at a cheaper price than that. If you find this Champion 40 amp for around $100, I really, really recommend that you take somebody up on that offer and get it. I have no regrets about this amp. This is the best amp that I found at the $200 price range. If you think there's one that's better at that price range, hop in the comments and share with us. We want to know because your sound means a lot about your playing. You can be playing all the right notes, and if your tone and your volumes and your sound is off, it's gonna ruin everything. Okay, it's gonna ruin everything. I'm just like, if you want the sound that I get, you need to be aiming for some clean reverb. You want some reverb, or if echo is an option on your, you know, your stuff. Delay is not the same, because delay is, you know, it is more like echo, but that reverb is gonna give you that thick fullness, that full sound, take away the dullness out of your playing. Look, I'm still on here, I'm still talking y'all because I love y'all and I love this. I can talk about, listen, I think a person can talk about the things that they're passionate about all day, but it's you know, at the time I'm recording this video, it's the weekend. I just got through changing the batteries in my smoke alarm and my fire detector, just like my brother said. And I appreciate him for calling me out on that, because I be calling other folks out on it. And my wife laughed, and she said, you got a dose of your own medicine. Because I was laughing at a video that I seen where Kevin Samuels, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he had asked this girl, he said, did you hear that? And she had lived with that smoke alarm, that smoke detector, low battery sound so long to where it was normalized for her, and she didn't even hear it because it had became, and I just laughed at it, okay? I had just laughed at it, but my wife said that's what you get, and now you're learning your lesson. And so I found this 9-volt battery, which is very hard to find, because who keeps 9-volt batteries? Luckily I had some stashed from the last time I had to change these. And I think when I changed them, I realized what it was. Progressive, I keep on talking to y'all. Progressive sent me some free batteries when I switched my car insurance over. They sent me some free batteries, and for my smoke detectors, and I think they sent me some dead batteries because I just changed them batteries a couple months ago. Okay, maybe it was a few months ago, okay? But I feel like they should have lasted longer than this. Anyway, listen, I love y'all. Y'all stay happy. Y'all stay encouraged. Continue to practice. Continue to play. Y'all might be wondering what book I got over there. That book is what's that? guitar chord Bible. And what's that other one? A guide, a guitar chord. Wait, both of them say the same thing. Well, I guess them just my Bibles. That's why I learned some chords, and I need to start applying some of them. You know. Look, it's all right. Now I'm at 36 minutes. I really gotta go. Okay, now bye bye, y'all. Get this amp if you ain't got it. Get it. I recommend strongly, highly recommend it.